Let's go. Good morning, my friends. It's your old pal, PeaceLoveMusic, with another episode of the Let's Go Good Morning Show, brought to you live by DeOrganized Media in partnership with our good friends over at BitcoinLive, Decentralized Broadcasting. It is Monday, the 3rd of March, a new month, a new week. Been a little bit better price action today than we had last week. Bitcoin survived the weekend. Actually came out, finished the week a little bit above 92K. That's a number we were really hoping to achieve. Friendly reminder, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Don't base your investment decisions on my opinion about things. I often get it wrong. That being said, the numbers in this morning, Bitcoin coming in at 93,141. Friday morning was just around 80K. So that's a huge lift up from where we were. Everyone was hand wringing at the end of the week about, it's over, it's all over. Well, it doesn't appear to be over. Stacks coming in at 82 cents, 82.36 cents, holding on to the number 65th spot by market cap on CoinMarketCap. The top three gainers on CoinMarketCap over the last 24 hours are ADA, XCN, and XRP. ADA and XRP, along with Bitcoin, getting a bump from President Trump's announcement about the crypto strategic reserve, not just Bitcoin. Stacks DeFi news today. Hermetica yield on USDH is at 15%. They have over $5 million total value locked on the platform. Did you know you can trade runes on BitFlow? Boost your Bitcoin DeFi game with BitFlow. Trade and earn BTC, runes, stacks, assets, stables, and more while enjoying staking rewards paid in BTC with full Bitcoin finality. Plus, you get 1,000 BFF points on your first trade daily. Liquidity peers in SBTC. That's right. That's now live on Velar. You can now stake your Velar, pair your favorite meme tokens with SBTC, and earn yield and trade all your favorite stacks tokens on Velar. Head over to Velar.com for more details. Don't miss out on the Velar content creator program, providing opportunities for content creators to earn while posting on X. See the @VelarBTC X account for more info on how to participate. Alex Labs has announced that they are implementing AI smart contracts into their platform in order to make DeFi effortless and accessible to all through seamless swapping and staking and intelligent automation. Alex Surge 3 is live. Head over to app.alexlab.co/surge. Participate in Surge 3 with 1 million in Alex token rewards. Zest offering 7.12% yield on SBTC this morning, and the highest yield on their platform today is 15.22% on AEUSDC. Today's rates at Stacking DAO, 9.68% on Liquid STSTX. You can receive native BTC yield at 10.21% or 9.4% with yields in SBTC. And the top three stacks token performers on STX tools in the past 24 hours are Shark, Dog, and XBTC. When you stack your STX, you earn yield in Bitcoin. It's the best deal going in town, except for some of those further DeFi engagements you can get into. Super easy, though. You get your Xverse or Leather wallet. You buy some stacks. You need at least 100 stacks. That'll cost you about $83 today. You stack your stacks in a stacking pool. There's a number to choose from, but it's real easy to do. You stack your stacks. It locks the stacks, although you can still use them. It doesn't leave your wallet. You still hold it. You stack it. It's part of the proof of transfer protocol that secures the Stacks network and locks it into the Bitcoin network for Bitcoin finality and Bitcoin security. And you earn native Bitcoin yield when you help secure the network. On top of, you're getting stacks at a great price today with lots of potential upside, not financial advice. But when you stack your STX, you earn yield in Bitcoin. Tell your friends. For today, the calendar for the day, we have It's the Biddle Battle going on. The Bitcoin Builders Tournament is going on. That's actually all week. It's going to be the next 3 weeks. So some great stuff. If you want more information about it, you can go to biddlebattle.com. There might be some more time to still register, but the battle starts today. So do not wait if you've been thinking about it. Today's the day. As always, we come at you live Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9:30 every morning with the Stacks news and all that's going on in the crypto and Bitcoin broader crypto ecosystem. And we do that daily on the morning show. We also have GPSC hosting the show, and that's hosting and producing, and that's every Monday through Friday at 7, from 7 to about 8. He runs it. He tries to keep it tight to an hour, and I don't blame him. It's at the end of the day, but we always get great vibes on the show then. Also tune in at 10 a.m. You got BitcoinLive, not BitcoinLive. You got Decentralized is going to do some find to earn at 10 a.m. on the Skullcoin account, and we will be incorporating starting tomorrow. We're going to be doing, at least for the next month, 4 to 5 games, possibly more daily, of find to earn at the tail end of the morning show, giving all of our viewers an opportunity to earn a little bit. We're going to have opportunities to earn some stacks, some Rucoin, maybe Velar, some Leo, some Hermetica. We got all the people lined up. We're just kind of sorting out some details as to who's going to go when and how we're gonna make that all work. But we're going to be doing find to earn. It's going to incorporate BoostX. So you're going to have to get a BNS name, either a .btc or a .stx name. .stx names are super cheap. It's like a 0.1 STX, and it's a forever registration, so they're super easy to get. If you can't afford the 2 stacks for .btc name, but you can earn $10 of a bunch of different ecosystem tokens daily, playing and find to earn, and the games are a lot quicker. They're a little easier to get into. We've kind of honed it down. Zenatron's coming up with the criteria that make it a fun game to play, fun to watch. And we've been having a great time with it. It was a great show on Thursday, and we're going to be starting to do that daily very soon. I think starting tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Do you have a regular X Space live stream or even a single or short series of events you want to let the community know about? You head on over to DeOrganized.media, set up your user account, and we'll get your event set up on the calendar and spread awareness about your event to our audience. This is an open community calendar, open to anyone at no cost. So all you have to do is head over to DeOrganized.media and then shoot me or GPSC a message letting us know that you need to get set up for a show. And then also there's some great tools in there, and we're working on building all sorts of stuff out. We are actually participating in the build battle with DeOrganized, and some of the other apps that we're looking to build out over there as well, to help content creators basically control their content, control the value that they create, reach out to their audience, and monetize. That's the name of the game, right? We don't want to monetize the value we create. We're going to try to help you do that with DeOrganized. Binance will delist 9 stablecoins, including USDT and DAI, in Europe on March 31st to comply with MiCA regulations, while still allowing custody and conversions. I'm not sure how that works. You can hold it on there, but you can convert it, but you can't. Crypto losses to scams, exploits, and hacks in February totaled nearly $1.53 billion, with the $1.4 billion Bybit hack representing the vast majority of losses. That's still $100 million, over $100 million in losses for the month, according to Certic. Polymarket odds for U.S. National Bitcoin Reserve in 2025 has increased from 42% to 63%. Definitely seems like it's happening. How it's going to look, still unclear. A crypto whale has profited $6.8 million from hundreds of 50x leveraged long position bets on Bitcoin and Ether placed before President Trump announced a crypto strategic reserve. The whale deposited $5.9 million in USDC on Hyperliquid on March 1st to place the long position according to crypto analytics platform Hyperdash. Trump's crypto and AI czar David Sachs confirmed that he has sold all of his cryptocurrency holdings, including BTC, ETH, and Solana, prior to the start of the administration. I hope he gave some to his kids or something. But Bitwise CEO Hunter Horsley, what a name, Hunter Horsley says, Q1 has been the best moment for investors to put money into Bitcoin. There were better times years ago, but I mean, I can see his point. Can Ethereum actually reverse transactions? The Bybit hack with $1.4 billion loss has sparked serious debate about whether Ethereum should roll back its blockchain. No, it shouldn't. That's why it hasn't, because they know they shouldn't. Kind of would actually make them just the same as any kind of Web 2 based something or other that can take all your money. It ruins the whole point and purpose of having a decentralized blockchain. If you start rolling it back to, there's better ways. Metaplanet bought another 156 Bitcoin worth $13.4 million, totaling 2,391 BTC on their balance sheet. Eric Trump says the announcement for a crypto strategic reserve on a Sunday is genius because the traditional markets and Wall Street are closed. Traditional finance better catch up or it will quickly become extinct. That's true. Although, to be honest with you, I don't want banking on Sunday. I'm happy I have my Bitcoin already. I have my crypto, so I don't need that. Bitcoin dominance dropped from 55.4% to below 50% in the hours after Trump's initial announcement of a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. I don't care what they put in it. I just want them to establish it, to be honest. I mean, I'd be happy with it just being Bitcoin or Bitcoin and Ethereum, but whatever they want to put in it, as long as they do it and start adopting it and keep the momentum going in the direction it's been going with the election, I'm happy. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong tends to agree with me. Just Bitcoin would probably be the best option, I agree, for a U.S. crypto strategic reserve. I tend to agree. I think Bitcoin's the one for that, but like I said, I'm happy that they're establishing it either way. Tether has minted $1 billion worth of USDT, or 1 billion USDT on Ethereum. It's interesting. Peter Schiff called Bitcoin digital gold, which is better than analog gold. Peter Schiff, gold bug. Peter Schiff, who notorious Bitcoin hater Peter Schiff has now said that Bitcoin is digital gold, which is better than analog gold. That's a big deal. U.S. crypto and AI czar David Sachs says Trump's announcement of a crypto strategic reserve consisting of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is consistent with his executive order from his first week in office. Quote, more to come at the summit. That's later this week, I believe, on Friday. They're having the first crypto summit. So more happening this week. Sandeep Nailwal, co-founder of Polygon and Sentient, says AI will never become a conscious being because AI systems lack real intent. Is the AI threat overhyped? Polygon CEO Mark Byron explains how asset tokenization can transform real estate from a notoriously illiquid asset class to a market with 21st century volatility. That's true, but we have a lot of regulatory red tape to get over before we can really see that come to fruition. Biddle Battle officially kicks off today. The battle to be crowned best Bitcoin builder begins today, officially at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Up to $90K in prizes are up for grabs, with the winner being announced March 21st. Registrations are open until March 17th. There's the answer to that. So head to biddlebattle.com and register and take your chance to be the ultimate battler. And it was a great week in stacks this last week. Just tons of great stuff happening. Phase 2 of SBTC launch was a resounding success. With 2,000 more BTC pouring into the Stacks DeFi ecosystem in less than 24 hours, there was clearly a ton of demand for Bitcoin DeFi on Stacks. Crypto Dude launched his game-changing BoostX app. That makes it easy to send users Stacks, SBTC, and other SIP10 tokens, soon NFTs, right inside the X desktop app through the BoostX browser extension, now available in the Chrome store. Rosar launched his Blaze subnets project and also launched a prediction market in beta, OpPredict, at OpPredict. Some cool stuff there. And Nakamoto One minted out and sent Bitcoin, Stacks, and even a little bit of fresh dry socks to the moon last week. Some really cool stuff happening in our ecosystem. That probably doesn't even cover the whole thing. Do you have a .btc name or .stx name? If you're going to need one to play Find to Earn with Skullcoin tomorrow and for the rest of the month on DeOrganized, you need a .stx or .btc name to receive your prize, which if you don't have it and you participate and you win, we'll let you get one so we can pay you. But what's stopping you? It's only a couple of cents to get one. They've announced a number of platform enhancements for user interface, listing marketplace enhancements, and more. So you guys can head on over to bns.one to get your own .btc, .stx, or other BNS digital ID. For a limited period of time, you can apply for reimbursement for registration of BNS over at Velar. Check them out. I did that one. The friendly reminder, the Stacks Improvement and Innovation Community Call is every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with Hero Gamer and the Stacks Foundation. Come learn about the latest developments on the Stacks chain and give us your input on what you would like to see built on Stacks. And if you're looking to get started as a developer with Stacks, on top of participating in the Biddle Battle, which you absolutely should do, the first step is to head over to stacks.co. Then you can go to stacks.co/build/get-started, or you can just go to stacks.co and over the right, there's a button that says Get Started. You can access developer tools, learn the basics, build a full app, and even get ways to get paid to build, all right over at stacks.co. And Hero Gamer and I have built a high-quality builders and testers group over on X. It's just a DM group on X, but if you're looking to get involved in testing, or if you're a developer and you're looking for high-quality testers to come poke around on your project, we've built a tester QA community. DM me at PeaceLoveMusicG on X if you're interested, and we'll get you set up on there. That is our news for the day. I got my guests coming in. Blockface was the first one to say good morning, but he didn't really say good morning. He just said first, so I guess he wasn't first. 300, good morning. What's up? What's up, Rosar? How you doing today, man? What's up, DeFi Dictator? Nobody famous. The beard is definitely coming back. I might shave it off again just to mess with everybody. Was I a Nirvana fan? I didn't hate Nirvana. I like their music. I can play some of their songs. It's interesting stuff. Not a hater of Nirvana. I'm not like a huge supporter. My daughters, my two youngest daughters, wear Nirvana t-shirts, and I don't think they've ever even listened. Morning, Stacks AI. I'm gonna bring up my friends. Let me just there's too many news items. It's just that's how we have such a broad growing ecosystem. Good morning, GP.
Good morning,
Melanie. How are you guys today?
Hey. Yeah, good on you. Hey, GPSC.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Let's get to it.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Price action has me feeling better. I wasn't feeling bad about it anyway because I wasn't selling last week.
I forgot to buy. I buy Bitcoin every Sunday at 6 p.m. and I totally forgot to buy last night. So guess who's buying Bitcoin
actually probably a little more
on the show right now?
Buying wallet right now, right from her phone.
What is it?
What wallet are you using?
Okay, 93.
It was about 93 at the launch of the show this morning.
Okay, so shall I just
right now.
Should I just do it? Because I mean, I just never care how much it is because I buy every single week at the same time.
I have my buy set up automatically.
Yeah.
I buy monthly. And I always kind of like go in and buy more like outside of my routine buys. But I have a monthly buy set up on Coinbase. You know, I use Coinbase.
Confirm. Face ID, and that is how easy it is.
Solid.
I forgot
Nice.
to do it last.
What are you buying it on? What app are you using?
We have I must change it actually. Because I set it up so long ago when we only had this wallet called Luno in South Africa. So it's like the easiest way to buy Bitcoin in South Africa. So I buy it on an app called Luno. But Reese said to me that he gave me another link to somewhere that's better. So let's see.
What is that behind you, Michael?
Looks like he's coming through from hell.
Oh, that's the crow's PFP.
Are you in hell, Michael?
He's almost on full demon on us. We can't hear you, man.
Why do you have the crow's PFP as your background?
We like Crow's PFP.
Why?
Shout out to Crow.
Big
We got
shout
him
out.
a BTC address.
Oh,
that
that's
when he's because if we get him a BTC address, then when he's yelling at people about his ideas on spaces, at least the people who agree can don't. You know what I mean?
yeah. You can send him some tips. Send him some SBTC or stacks or different tip tins.
Who is this?
He is a very opinionated person in AI on spaces.
He
And
is
his
the hot
special-
take guru.
Yeah, his specialty is in
in
making
stacks. Sorry, Michael, but in stacks or in...
in the wild.
Oh, okay. All right.
In the wild.
But they
In a
onboarded
while.
him. You onboarded him to a BTC?
Yeah, because
To a BNF?
what I see is we have all these people essentially pitching all day in spaces, right? And, you know, if there's 10 people in a room, that's 10 different people experiencing 10 different spaces, right? And so I just think, you know, there's a few very opinionated people out there that are very divisive. And I think there's nothing that attracts capital more than divisiveness. And so we figured, look, if you already have your Cash App on there, mirror your Cash App address with your .btc address and keep it moving. You know, make people upset, make people angry, the right people that are attracted to that type of electromagnetic spectrum, you know, donates.
I love it. So basically, you have got his profile picture to piss him off or to make him happy.
Give him a shout out.
He's one of those people who's going to be
It
pissed
doesn't
off no
matter.
matter what.
Oh,
that
okay.
makes- Yeah.
I know people like that.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Oh my God. Attract a crowd, let's say.
Damn little dude across the street. What's happening? So just to reiterate, we actually have, or by the end of the day, I'm expecting to have agreements with at least 4 or 5 sponsors so that we will be able to do Find to Earn daily. Short, they're just sponsoring the rounds right now, so
How
it's
did that
not a lot
happen?
of revenue for DeOrganized. Over the last, it really started with Jack. Jack,
tell me more.
Jack was like, "Here, Jack sent me some Rue to sponsor some games," and then I talked to some of the other projects. Rubes is definitely down with sponsoring games daily with Leo. I'm gonna have some with B Pepe, although I'm not sure that they're ready to commit to a month's worth of it yet. But then I've also talked to Velar, I've talked to Hermetica, and I'm waiting to talk to some of the other platforms. So I think we're gonna have enough to by the end of the day today we'll have enough interest to sponsor 5 rounds a day.
Let's go.
Wow.
Doing it like we
I've
did
done
on
max
Thursday
2
with
rounds a
the
day in my time,
know?
so 5 rounds is amazing. Congratulations, Peace.
You've done what?
The most I've ever done is 2 rounds in a day, and you're 5 rounds.
But they do it quick.
2 rounds.
It's like
Mm.
Right,
that's
well,
where
we're doing-
you go around
we-
for half an
we-
hour, flying like a little Superman,
Wait,
around
quick as
the
half an
map.
hour? Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
it shouldn't take. They shouldn't. The round shouldn't take more than like 5 minutes. But you're gonna have to. So in order to play, you have
More
to
manageable.
you have to post out the stream. So you have to share the stream, which is gonna expose us to new potential players. The rounds are played on. Were you here on Thursday? I don't remember if you were with us on Thursday or not.
I'm
The
just
round
laughing about the exposing callback from the other show.
What's that?
I'm laughing about the exposing callback from the other show. Remember how we connected because you exposed yourself to me on Twitter Spaces? Sorry. But it just goes to show that, like, us exposing ourselves over the past, 6 months has really attracted a modicum of a crowd. And I think that's amazing because you started from fucking zero.
We ended up with over 600 people on Thursday morning, and then it carried over to the night show too. We had over 600 people, or 500. Did it get to 600 GP, or was it 550? We had a huge turnout for the night show on Thursday too. So it's just, I think we're. Was it six? Was it? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, we normally get
because you shaved.
That's what it was.
That's what it was, huh?
I think that there's a number of factors. I think that we're supporting. We're supporting. We had a ton of good people we were supporting on the shows. Crypto Dude, Rosar came on. We were we did the SBTC thing. We had that going on live with the show on Tuesday morning, along with Crypto Dude, BoostX launch. Who came on Wednesday? Oh, we had Off My Lawn. So we had guests, regular guests most of the week. We had a lot of different people on the night show as well. So I think that that's part of it. But I also think that the find to earn game is driving different viewership, and because it's an opportunity to say, to really kind of requires the viewers that want to participate. They're incentivized to share out the space. They're not just doing it because we're asking them to. So there's more distribution that way. I don't know all of the details as to why the numbers are what they are. Because, from week to week, sometimes we get consistently over 300 people every day. Sometimes we get 160 to 200 people some mornings, and it is no necessarily rhyme or reason as to why. It's not, because there's not everyone is going to Twitter every single morning to get their news and information. It's so you got to catch them at the right time. And keep providing value and information. I think we provide a lot of good information in a concise form, and then we provide interesting conversations. We all bring a different perspective and everything. So I think that that's part of it too.
I think the night shows. How long have we been doing night shows? A couple of weeks.
A little over 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. I think that may have. It feels like that was one of the inflection points because we started having like a lot of guests come on the night shows.
Well, it's a different. Some people can't. All of the West Coast guys, they're not up at 5 o'clock in the morning when we launch, or 5:30 in the morning when we launch the show. So those guys are definitely going to be, and it's after work for most people too, the 7 o'clock Eastern time. So I think it's definitely it's advantageous to reach a different audience that we don't get on the morning show live, a different live audience, I should say, because people do catch the show later. Like our numbers always increase after the show. It's not like people are watching it after we're live too.
Also, 300 has been doing a good job with the clips. Those clips are fire.
Dude, they're doing
a great job.
Good job. Opus is great. 300 when he actually goes in and like adds his flavor to them and kind of meme it's genius.
Yeah. I love that Opus. Thank you for introducing it to me.
Stuff.
I went on and I'm starting to put my little videos in there.
And you can do the whole video, or if you have the timestamps and specific sections, you can save some of your credits by like, I just want to make
a clip of that,
and then and shorten the timeline so it's not the whole.
My shows are just too all over the place. There's like
Right.
no plan or no.
That's how we do it on DeOrganized. That's all of our shows.
No, that's what it is.
I think the only one that has a plan at the start of the show is Landy when he's doing his TA, because he knows what the lesson plan is for the day. Everything else is kind of like
doing TA with Landy. Landy came on and did his segment, and usually on Fridays he has his night segment where he goes over the monthly and all that stuff. And he was like, dude, I just pretty much covered everything that I was going to do in my video. I was like, just go clip it, use Opus and clip it. And then now you have us as like part of your video. And
maybe he should do a night show called Doing TNA with Landy.
I don't know if that would go over well.
No? Okay, never mind.
Well, he's not doxxed, so you're just looking at an icon. You're just looking at a PFP. That might do it for you. I don't know.
Maybe he shows his feet as the PFP.
Why does it always go to feet?
Yeah, why don't people show their feet or their knees or just
bring back the lower half of the body.
Just your hands doing it.
I think we don't.
Or
really...
like imagine just this part of me.
Yeah, like
if I just oh God, no.
I didn't look. I think
delete.
I think this medium lends itself to the top half, but maybe we should bring bottoms back again.
Yeah.
Just like the bottom stream, like just the legs.
Yeah, and we all just like.
If I had more time and more editing capacity, that would be the one, right? That would be the clip.
I mean, sometimes, like, now that you know that he's clipping these, you can try to speak in a way that lends itself to Opus clipping, like Make America Bottoms Again, and you can see if you can use combinations of words that account.
Bottoms up? I mean, that's like something.
Right.
That's like a t-shirt. Well, that's
I just don't know why you're so insecure about it.
All the merch is like just socks and underwear, pants.
Yeah, or like bottoms up could be like underwear, but upside down with like a head cutout. So it's bottoms on top.
Maybe.
I think there's a lot of options.
I don't know.
You could do the show with underpants on your head.
Yeah, I think we're on to something, guys.
Hold on, what's the price of STX right now?
Like 81 cents.
81 cents? Because I was planning on wearing the construction outfit until Stacks was $1. What do you think? I found
you could be like Bob the Builder. You're
there
participating.
You go, Bob the Builder.
Build on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll wear it until Stacks is $1.
I think having a construction hat is pretty cool. I've
Get
got
in
one
there.
that says security. Does that count?
I have an Infinity hat. They just got swallowed by another car maker because the Nissans aren't doing too well. So maybe I can put on the whole getup.
Oh, Infinity got bought out by somebody else?
Yeah, Nissan wasn't doing too good. And so they had to merge with Honda, I think. Random.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's probably... Nissan kind of sucks. Like the cars just end up...
That is the consensus, apparently. Yes.
Their trucks run forever, though, dude. We've had one for a long time.
We have a Nissan Quest van because I ended up...
Quest. They're discontinuing all of those, by the way.
Yeah, right. Well, and it manages well. There was an issue. I had to replace we bought it used. I had to replace the transmission went like within a year of my wife was driving it, so she wasn't driving it hard. And I miss it. It's they're not great cars. They're not great cars. They don't have there's a lot of blind spots. They're not terrible, but they're not great in my opinion.
You say Nissan.
Nissan, not Infinity. And
Nissan.
Honda,
We say
Honda-
Nissan in South Africa.
Well, there is two S's, so it would make sense phonetically that the I would be a soft I.
You should check out what Rosar created. I think he created Polymarket on Stacks.
Yeah, I'm on the. Are you in the tester? Are you? I don't even know. I think
No, I
it's
just took
open
a look. I just grokked it just now.
That's something more
No, I
now
played
than
with it a little bit yesterday. I played with
Is
it a
that
little bit.
another thing Rosar's built?
Another thing, right? I
Rosar's
mentioned it briefly on the news. I don't know if you guys heard it. Op predict, OP predict.
He's incredible. He just like churns out things.
Powerful stuff. Check out OpPredict. Polymarket on Bitcoin? How dare you?
Wow.
Good morning, hero.
Well,
SDX not exposed. I wonder what that's about. SDX AI posted something about
no,
SDX.
we were saying you exposed yourselves to each other. So
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
new name for a show, I guess.
I thought it was gonna be like behind the PFP, you know?
I wasn't. I'm just catching up on the live chat.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about. You know.
What was that? What was my interesting topic that I was into? Oh my gosh! Do you guys know of the telepathy tapes? Have you heard about them?
No.
You mean like Edgar Casey? What are you talking about?
Huh?
No, keep going.
Is it? Let me see who it is. I can't see what her name is. Car Dickens. Oh God, no, don't press play.
This might not just be telepathy.
Sorry. Yeah, the telepathy tapes. It's on Spotify. Joe Rogan just interviewed her this weekend, but I haven't seen it yet. But I've been listening to them for a while, and it's so interesting. It's about autistic people who can communicate telepathically.
I think I saw
and
that.
how they're doing all this research into autistic brains. What are you laughing at?
No, because we have like soft.
They used to call it indigo children. Actually.
This is an important.
Hey,
piece
you're not
of
supposed to call them
Bitcoin.
indigo children.
No, that's old
2025.
fashioned. Indigo children are like boomers.
No, because we work with like AI software developers. We often work with autistic people, and Snake, when autistic people start talking and they can't stop, Snake calls it the autism laser beam.
Yes, dude. The laser.
So I
beam.
just thought about all these. Sorry.
I'm autistic.
Yeah, right. So we have this autism laser beam that happens,
I heard
right?
it well.
And so I realized that this autism telepathy is like this autism like Wi-Fi signal.
I'm telling you, it is.
Is it? Oh, okay. That's amazing.
So people
You don't need a router.
No. Wi-Fi. I am Wi-Fi. Dude, it is so interesting.
Take off your Wi-Fi and see if your computer still works. It's like
use Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is for like.
So hold on. So these autistic people are beaming things to each other?
Yeah, and to. It starts off with the first one is just a child doing it with her mother. So they're in different rooms, and the mother is looking at, a number or a picture or a word, and the child is then saying it on the other side. But a lot of them are non-verbal, so they're typing it out on their machines. So then it goes to this one boy, and he's like in university, but he does it at home, because he's got to have his blankie and all this sort of stuff. So he goes, his mother will read a book or watch a movie, and he'll know, it was just crazy listening to him and listening to them speak to each other. And then they're like, is there any other people you can do this with? And he's like, yeah, like other autistic people. So they can have like full-on conversations without even being in the same state or country. And they just telepathically communicate.
So it's like quantum autism.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're connected on.
I'm gonna telepathic you, Michael. What am I thinking of?
Hold on, 1 sec.
Okay,
now let me look. Okay. You're thinking about the implications of what you've read from Noval Harari.
Oh my God, I finished
Sapiens or one of the other ones.
Homo Deus.
That's right, Homo Deus for the.
And then I just started Nexus. So
what's the next one?
Hold on, what were you? What was the information you were channeling, though, Kitty?
Oh, red, just the color red. I thought I would go like start off easy.
Like the red book. I like it. Okay.
Yeah, it was just red.
I like it.
But
red.
anyway, you were going to say about books, right?
Mm-hmm. Which you have read.
And I was reading it before the show. Oh my goodness!
We just got it. Red. But it was a pun. You picked a color, and I picked the misspelling.
So in my head, they were mixed up. I read.
We just did an autism laser beam. That's fucked.
Clearly,
I'm dropping down the listener. Did you see that?
I'm telling you.
We actually did it.
Are you?
Okay, this is not even funny anymore. So maybe we should just sit here and like stare into the thing, and we can do the whole.
We should do a show.
We do the whole show telepathically.
Okay.
It's a show for autistics.
First,
I'm going to propose that we do this as a show. That we try to see if we can do an entire show just as autism laser beams. And see if the audience can type what we're thinking.
Yes.
Oh, dude, it's such a killer concept for a show.
This is the most autistic.
Killer being the operative word.
What about autist? You know what I mean? Instead of predict, autist.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know? I see what
about like decentralized autism? So like, you get DeFi or BFi. So
de-auticized.
So we'd have to like confirm, just like DeFi, but like, or BFi or DAI, whatever the fuck is going on. But now we need one for
autistic, decentral. I like the idea.
Decentralized autism.
We used to have a commercial.
I'm not even sure. Like it's been suggested to me that I may be. I've never actually I've looked at some of like the self-testing, or you can kind of take this test, and it's never come back that I'm on the spectrum. But I'm less concerned with that. I deal with people, and there's all manner of people, and people are all different. They all kind of have different experiences that they're drawing from, and
see, the thing is, I always question it, because when I was young, okay, I've become like a very good, what is the word? Like when you like mimic or whatever. Because when I was young, I couldn't look up and I couldn't throw my voice. So I walked around like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my mom, okay, this is so nuts. Because in those days, they didn't go like, oh, let me like love this out of my kid. It was just like, okay, she can't like walk up straight, so I'm going to send her to modeling. And she can't talk properly, so I'm going to send her to speech and drama, right? So they send me to modeling school. Obviously, I mean, I die when I look at those pictures of my first exam, because I'm like walking down the ramp. Like I want to just die in the moment walking out. So I basically just run down the ramp and run back with my head like bent over. So I come totally last in the exam, like so last that like I think they gave me like 2% just because I showed up. Anyway, So I thought, fuck this. Okay. I went home and we had this long passage at home. So I drew a dot on the wall on that side. And then if I closed the door there, I could do a dot on this wall. So I leveled dots here and there. For 3 months, okay, every single day when I got home from school, because I was 14 at the time, I walked up and down staring at that dot, teaching myself to walk upright. And then I went back and I did a modeling exam again, and I won like overall club model. So that is like how you can, and then my husband always says I shout all the time, because from speech and drama, they used to say to me, like, just mumble, and they'd be like, throw your voice to the back of the room. So I can't get levels. Like, I never know how loud or soft something is. It's like weird. I've got like such weird things. But anyway,
Can I?
but I wish, sorry, this is my last thing I'm going to say. The question is, I was only diagnosed like in my 20s, right? And sometimes I think I wish, in a way, because it just explained everything from like when I was a small baby and I just didn't have any friends and I didn't want to have any friends and I just sat, you know, and my mom used to go, oh, my daughter is so quiet and she just sits and plays with her little toys. She's so good. But I just felt always uncomfortable and trying to make an excuse for myself, and feeling ashamed. Like a lot of the time just feeling like I'd go somewhere and then I'd come home and I'd just be like, oh God, what have I done? So I feel like if I'd known when I was younger, it would have like helped me cope. But then again, I'm also glad I didn't know, because I think I'm
glad
like
I didn't know.
Yeah, I think I'm a more like, you know, it wasn't ever a crutch for me. It was just like, get the fuck up, do your shit. Are you also autistic?
I did a online study and I scored 30. And then when I checked what autistic was, it was 20. And then it was like, oh, fuck. Let me stop looking into it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to
20 meaning that you got 30, so you're very autistic, or you got 30?
Yeah, that's what the online
It's a spectrum, and it starts like, so anything below 20 on the spectrum is neurotypical. And then the spectrum kind of goes more and more, you know, deeper into being autistic.
Yeah. I'm going to share my screen for a sec.
I think it's just different types of, I really think it all derives from earlier times, ancient times, where we had to be, you had a hunter-gatherer mentality, and then we evolved to being more planned economy with farming and agriculture and animal husbandry and all of that stuff.
I know. I'm like, oh dear, where are we going with animal husbandry?
Right. But that's but that's, I think that we just have different kind of, I think that's why there's neural divergence, is because it's an evolution. We have to be able to, so you have to be able to be hyper focused on things to
I thought it was the fluoride
in the short term.
All that.
The flora?
The fluoride.
No, autistic people come from another planet. It's got
be the vaccines. I don't know.
How dare you?
Yeah, autistic people come from another planet.
I'm going to share my screen now. This is a commercial. Let me know if you can hear the audio. This is a commercial we put together. It's kind of a joke at the time, but not really. Called the Semi-Automatic Staffing Agency. Let me know if this is an idea whose time has come. Hold on. Hopefully you can hear the audio. Our sponsors, of course, another one of our sponsors is Semi-Automatic. That's right, Semi-Automatic. Have you ever wanted to create software solutions, AI solutions, VR solutions, but couldn't stop the tech people from just talking until you couldn't stand it anymore? Well, that's why we created Semi-Automatic. That's right, Semi-Automatic. Here at Semi-Automatic, we get autism working for you. By incorporating semi-autistic people into your teams such that they can leverage their autism to do what God gave them the ability to do, which is write code and create solutions without disrupting the Zoom call. Without disrupting the Zoom call. That's all I need. That's all I need.
That is so funny.
Semi-automatic. Let's get autism.
Oh, dude, that's a boss commercial.
That's all I want to add.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh my god. You
Right,
are
'cause
I
hilarious.
just didn't get past like the snare hit that had like a clipping kick
you know
drum
what it
underneath
was?
it was just bugging.
Do you know what that is? We were joking around in space to see if you could make a beat with a lighter as the snare. It was
That's
a
what it
lighter,
was. It
yeah.
was a lighter click.
No way.
But something's
Yeah.
not right.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
That distracted me. I couldn't really pay
It's okay.
attention to the rest of the
Oh,
commercial.
Lord.
Well, I did,
I
but
think I'll
it was like-
diagnose you as ADHD right now.
There you go.
that's likely.
Yeah, but they're not telepaths. They're like, their brains are. Imagine the ADHD telepathy. It would just be like.
Yeah. It's like Minority Report without the DEI. I like it.
All right,
So
so
this has definitely been an
we derailed.
interesting subject matter. this
Talk about
evening.
digital currency at all.
Hey,
Well, we did
Coded.
briefly mention the Biddle battle. Kitty bought BitcoinLive actually at the top of the
Oh, I love
show.
it.
That was pretty cool. Oh, you were actually going to tell us. You said Reese was suggesting another app
yeah,
that's available to you
But-
guys.
it's called the.
You know what it is?
No. But anyway, we can still do it. It's complicated buying Bitcoin from South Africa and expensive, you know, because you've got to use like expensive, like MoonPay or, you know, like the,
Yeah. So the fees you're paying high fees to buy.
yeah. So on Luna, the fees aren't so bad.
Do they call it MoonPay because that's how you peg in and peg out
Yeah.
your fiat? Mm-hmm.
I love pegging in and pegging out.
Well, it is an on. MoonPay is an on ramp.
Let's hope Opus
You can buy
catches
it.
that.
Please can I ask what is animal husbandry while we're on the pegging subject?
Yeah.
That's just a proper term. That's the proper term for raising livestock. They call it animal
Oh,
husbandry.
come on. What were
Thought it was
they?
raising
thinking
cane.
there?
I know that from Sid Meier's Civilization
heard
series
that,
because that's
actually.
one of the
What's that? Tell me
I
more.
learn about too. Sid Meier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Civilization?
I don't know when you say animal husbandry. What do you mean, like having a stable of men? What do you mean?
It's like having a stable of cows or sheep.
I mean, if you want to get
And
Irish
making
about it, sure. You know, Stu used to tell me about how in Ireland they have these Velcro gloves so that the sheep can't move.
What? That's not true, is it?
Oh my god, that's animal husbandry with Velcro gloves.
I thought that was animal midwifery.
Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Well, who would have known that would have called? I mean, that's a bit dodgy, calling it animal husbandry. I mean, that doesn't sound right. It's got
It
like
doesn't
weird
seem right.
connotations.
Right. Well, because in our world today, that's like you might have somebody that identifies as something, and that makes the term more potentially meaningful in an alternate way.
Well, what about
Besides just being a livestock farm, a livestock farmer is really what it means, like raising animals for produce.
Oh, but so this is more like animal husbandry is kind of like getting married to like a black widow spider.
No.
What? And then she eats you.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you're consuming the breadwinner for satiation, right?
Mhm.
For nutrients.
Isn't that just marriage in general?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Marriage. You know, I often think, because I've got an assistant, right? And she's like in her 20s. And she is like, runs this house like a machine. Okay. Anything that needs to get done. Because my husband's constantly losing things, doesn't know how the bank works still. Anyway, so she works here at my house. And I actually think in my head that potentially I'm like, okay, not for like obviously like sexual things, so that is problematic, but I think having another wife with another, so you call it a different word,
A Gumar?
Side piece.
But it's just nice having like a younger person around to kind of take care of everything,
to do the things that the woman of the house doesn't want to do.
Not in that way though.
Well, I mean, that's a premium
Wait,
package,
what way?
I believe.
Were you reading up my telepathic signals?
I've moved on to you, Peace. You don't even know that I'm in your head.
That's real
Suddenly
estate.
I'm talking about your dreams here.
I do believe that we actually meet in the dream space, not just us, like all of us.
Yeah. You know what?
No.
I'm trying to access this day.
Usually I wake up before that.
I'm trying to access the Akashic records this year. That is my.
You mean on vinyl? What do you mean?
Yes, vinyl in the
That's,
sky. The Akashic records are all of human consciousness.
Well, isn't it always changing though?
It may not be limited to human consciousness. It's all.
It is all. We are living in a loop. So all of consciousness, from beginning of time to end of time, an infinity loop of consciousness exists in the Akashic records. And if you do like, you can meditate and you can there's books about it on how to access all consciousness, or you could probably just take like LSD and it would like.
But wouldn't that, if we connected to the autism TV show, right?
Yeah.
That we can beam to each other, right? Would autistic people have a different experience of the Akashic records because they have their Wi-Fi tuned to different stations?
That's why I think I'm going to be able to access it, because I've got my Wi-Fi tuned now on the universe. Starlink's got nothing on me.
I like it.
What do you guys think about the strategic crypto, not Bitcoin, the strategic crypto reserve that was announced yesterday?
I think David Sachs made his money back.
I actually read this morning, he said that he sold all of his Bitcoin all of his crypto before he took the position.
But he also made $1 billion publicly, his words, on Solana. So by him saying Solana are collectibles, he basically saved himself one of the biggest tax bills of all time. Does it make sense?
David Sachs?
Sorry?
I saw it on Twitter yesterday. Who's David Sachs?
So David Sachs is part of the PayPal mafia. You're familiar with them?
He right now he's Trump's AI and crypto czar.
Yes.
So he's the advisor to the president on AI development and crypto development.
No. And is he a good guy or a bad guy?
He's a Solana guy. I'm not sure how you feel about that.
We're all good guys and bad guys. It just depends on how we want to exert our will.
Imagine David Sachs Imagine David Sachs made $1 billion off Solana and then got into government and said, all of this money I made, it's just collectibles, it's not securities. And he saved everyone one of the biggest tax bills of all time, like that.
I don't think I don't think that's accurate. Solana is not a meme token, so it's not a collectible.
But just if you look at, but think about all of the assets that are created that make it valuable, right? It's these, like the pump dot fund, right? So if you just look at,
Did you ever collect baseball cards?
oh, of course, I had a
sports card?
Darren Stat diamond card. It's just one of
Right.
those things.
But
If
a
if
lot
you
of the cards you
understand,
collect, a lot of those collectibles are worthless.
it's not even about collectibles. It's about, if you look at JD Vance, look at JD Vance's Wikipedia, right? It's common knowledge that JD Vance is a PayPal Silicon Valley construct. Just look at the money that they had on board. So if you want to know where the crypto regulations are coming from, you have to look at who's behind JD Vance and how David Sachs made his most recent billion. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's clear right now that there's at least a move to actually get regulatory clarity and to adopt crypto as an acceptable form of technological development. Let's call it that. Let's not say it's necessarily a financial development, but it is financial technology. So I don't think Vance, DeFi Dictator just said Vance is clueless on crypto.
I think you need
matters.
to look into his background a bit
I don't think
more.
that's true. I don't think that's true. I think he's aware. He's a crypto bro. And honestly, as a crypto, I'm a crypto maximalist. I definitely think Bitcoin is the OG, the blue chip. It's the one I want to hold the most of. But there's room for, it's a decentralized space. That's the whole point. It's decentralized. So there's going to be lots of winners, lots of players. We need to get rid of these fraudulent pump and dump token launches.
No, but that's decentralization too. Decentralization gives individuals the ability
they can
to.
We need to stop participating.
Yeah.
We need to start.
I think participation is part of the onboarding.
I've got a question, guys.
Is an onboarder? One second, Katie, because I only have a quick thing to say. Is an onboarded user more likely to stay onboarded if they get defrauded and lose all their fucking money in some bullshit pump and
Why
dumps?
do you say
Or if
defrauded?
they actually find an app that's worth playing with, and they
If we want to give people freedom, why don't we give them the freedom to lose all of their money? Isn't that total
they
freedom?
have that freedom now. They don't need crypto for that. They
don't, because in crypto, you can sign up for a phantom wallet without going through KYC or becoming an accredited investor. I think that one of the bugs or features
you have a real
of
hard time funding it without identifying yourself in one way or another.
But consider that if we do want decentralization, that means individuals have control over how they invest or divest of their money.
Sure, but that's not a counter argument to supporting pump and dump bullshit on pump.fun.
But
that kills our ecosystem and destroys all of the actual.
It kills the ecosystem. I think it's how people initially get interested in the space.
By getting hosed and having their money taken from them?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a backwards way of looking at it.
No, I think that's how it happens in Web 2. If you look at the open questions and predictive markets, we need amateur investors.
That's how they get adoption for YouTube and Facebook and all of that, by extracting value from people and leaving them.
All I'm suggesting is All I'm suggesting is that the same forces in Web 2 are at play in Web 3 because the Web 2 people own Web 3. And we should expect the same mechanisms and realities to take shape here as well.
It's decentralized, nobody owns it.
I mean, but that doesn't mean there aren't mother trees in a forest that coordinate resources with the trees that aren't tall enough to reach the sunlight.
Sure, but there's two different things there. You know, my point is, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be allowed to happen, but there's an awareness as to, like,
the best education is losing your money and then learning. That's the only education. That's the applied education.
Well, that is kind of the paradigm now, isn't it? You go into debt to learn what maybe you don't need to know to not get a job anyway, right? That's kind of the higher education system. But
I'm not advocating for anything I'm saying. I'm just trying to describe what I notice.
I think
Right.
that there's a lot more value in crypto than the casino where people get all of their.
I think right now
all
the
of their
casino
value.
has better odds than the Web3 casino. No, wouldn't you say?
Probably because it's regulated and they're not allowed to. They're not
But
allowed
we
to
can't regulate
to
crypto.
extract so much. No, I do think that we need regulatory clarity. That doesn't mean that there won't be pump and dump. There won't be pump and dump mechanisms, and there will always be people that get taken advantage of. But I don't think that
It's only a
that's.
pump and dump
I don't
if
think
you
that that's the
lose.
best onboarding experience to drive adoption. I think that hampers adoption. It is
Digital lottery tickets are very popular.
Yeah, but you're not adopting it once you lose.
I think it's kind of like the first date, you know?
So if you go on the first date and you get mugged, you're going to ask that person out again?
Some people like a little pain with their
Some
pleasure.
people, but the majority don't. They go back
I
home and
don't
they
know.
don't come back for a few years.
I would argue that losing intermittent rewards delivered at intermittent intervals is the most addictive reward schedule, you know?
GP got Hattie's PFP up.
Oh, there you go.
What the hell?
That's just up there from when Hattie used to come on the show a lot.
Whoops.
Yeah, I think all of this stuff is a tax on people who were bad at math. What are you gonna do?
I don't think that. I think
there's
it's an
always
attack
going to
on
be
people
people
that are-
that steal. There's just always going to be bad people. It is what it is.
There's always going to
I
be.
don't even
bad.
call it bad. I don't
No,
even look at
it's-
it as bad.
It's looking
Oh,
for a
no, it's
gap.
definitely- it's-
People-
no. To launch a
Looking for a
token
gap.
just for the purpose of extracting value from people, that's immoral.
That is reality. And so
But
either we make
that doesn't make it not immoral.
we can't
You
nerf.
just don't do it. It's just
Yeah.
like, people murder. It's not like we're going to go and murder just because we know people murder. You
We
just,
can't-
like you said
we
at the
can't
beginning,
nerf
you
the
don't-
market.
You don't
you just
say, well,
don't do it.
that's a part of life. Murder's okay because people get murdered. That's like ridiculous to me.
No, but
not-
what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is people get murdered, but you don't watch it on the news and then go and murder somebody just because somebody else is. You don't do that because you're moral, it's bad. So that's like with everything. People who, even if you educate people about casinos, think about casinos. You can educate people all you like. Everybody knows it. People still go there and lose their money.
Sure, I'm not saying people won't actually engage in pump and dump token schemes either, but that's not something we should be celebrating. It's something we should be working to
No, it's
educate
bad.
users to avoid, because there's no value.
Can't
in
we
it.
celebrate it a little bit?
I agree with
It
you,
distracts you can celebrate anything you are.
Because I call it adoption. You call it like people losing their money in pump and dumps. I call it adoption. It's just a different word to describe the same mechanism.
Not adoption.
Yeah,
It's extraction. There's a difference.
I don't
Why
think so.
do you think
Adoption
this
has
is-
use cases beyond just having your funds taken, the value extracted from what you put in,
If your funds are being taken, that's a skill issue in the market.
or just ignorance. It could just be ignorance.
Either
You don't
way.
know, because you're just
Right?
getting onboarded into a
No,
scam.
I think it's huge. I think the first in the queue is greed. People they want more money. And so they think it's not going to happen to me. I disagree with you for the first time in my life, Michael, because I don't think, I think there are a lot of people who come and they think like, ooh, I'm going to get Bitcoin because I think primarily it is a thought of I'm going to make money, and that is all linked to greed. And there's just different spectrums of it, whether you're holding your Bitcoin or whether you wasting it on Millennia or whatever the name, or like whatever coins there are. It still all relates to levels of greed, right?
Well, pain and pleasure, I would say, because we can all characterize anyone's actions as greedy, where our intentions we're more likely to describe as benevolent, right? That's just a different word.
everyone's actions are self-motivated.
Nobody
Exactly.
famous is like spitting facts.
Any of us self-motivated, but
Nobody famous spitting facts.
I oppose value extractive plays because I think that makes our world less functional. It doesn't represent or reflect the world I want to experience, where people are just kind of going out and predatorily targeting people that just don't know better and siphoning value out of it. I prefer value creation. I want to see artists and developers and creators supported and thrive, and that the value that they create used to enrich everyone else's lives in other ways. And that's what I want. That's what I see as the real future of onboarding people.
I think you're trying to have a one-sided magnet.
What the hell is that?
No.
Polarities are creative.
That's not actually,
I want to have
a
the good
value
things,
creation.
none of the bad things. Only the good things, but none of the bad things. I think the bad things and the good things are both part of the economy.
I want to promote the good things. You want to promote the bad things?
I think that bad experiences are the best
There's polarity.
teacher.
It's not even
Life
a real argument.
experience is the best teacher, and the worst experiences teach you the best lessons.
You can learn from any experience.
But oftentimes you have to feel a bit of pain to really learn. Experience. Put your hand on the stove and you'll learn about trading.
That doesn't mean that when you're extracting value from people, you're doing.
I'm arguing that when you use the word extracting, you can replace that with any adjective. Does that make sense? Extracting is just a way to place a value judgment on what naturally happens in the jungle.
So you're telling me those people are choosing to have their value extracted? They've made a value judgment to be extracted, or that they've actually been misled into thinking that they're making a value added play with their funds, and they're getting fraudulently having their funds extracted.
Being misled.
Don't you think it's brilliant?
Being misled is the first step in your education.
But
being misled is the first step in your education.
That doesn't make lying to people benevolent.
Lying is a part of the market, and if you're unable to discern lies, it means you still have something to learn.
But the more people lose, the more you get these coins like Trump coin and Millennia or whatever it is.
Libra.
That is the stuff that gets in the news. So anyway, it's educating people, because anybody who sees that,
it gets in the news, and it makes the average, the person that has no idea what's going on in crypto, think that it's all just a scam. Actually.
Yeah,
that's okay.
But that's the thing; they just going. But
that want to promote adoption.
Greed never fails to win, because in the back of their head, so they look at it and they go, "Oh my God, what a scam!" And they talk to their friends about the scam it is, and they go home and they go like this, and they think, maybe I'll just try and put a little bit in. And so it's this like dual situation that's going on, and greed always wins. People can't help it. They can't help thinking, no matter how much money you've got.
Nobody famous. I need to respond to this. Anyone that's buying into a meme token, believing that they have upside potential, when it's a deliberate extractive event, when all of the people launching the token hold huge amounts and they're just going to dump on the community, yes, they're being misled into thinking they have an opportunity to make money. It's undeniable, actually, that people engaging in pump and dumps, the majority of the retail users in there are absolutely being misled into thinking that they have an opportunity to make money when they really don't. The overwhelming majority of people don't have any opportunity. They're going to get extracted. There's a problem with that. It's predatory and it's deliberate. You're not going to change my mind on it.
DeFi Dictator says, burn you must feel if learning you truly seek.
I do agree with you, though, Peace. I don't
think you need to be robbed in order to understand crypto. I think that's...
But it might tell you which burrows not to go in.
What's that?
it might teach you to stay away from certain places unless you're prepared, right?
Well,
You know,
I've engaged
everybody-
in meme tokens on Solana to try to understand it as an attempt. I didn't put a ton of money in. Like I thought I was gonna like put my life savings into something and turn around and have it 10, 20, 30,000 X, because that's unrealistic. And I've been paying attention long enough to know that. But I'm also I want this ecosystem to succeed. I want crypto to be adopted. And you're not gonna get mass adoption if you're engaging in these obviously fraudulent plays where they're set up from the beginning to just extract value under false pretenses. The false pretense is that this token has some kind of life beyond the first day and a half of it trading.
Look, all shitcoins.
You know, like promoting cool guy, chill guy, or whatever it is at the top to your audience of thousands of people. Like that's not a good
shitcoins are
play.
bad for the technology. Finished. I don't care what anybody says. Shitcoins are bad for the technology. The thing is, and
shitcoins are bad for the technology.
yeah, and the thing is, all those tokens, and I said this before, if there's nothing behind that token except a few people that have gone out and created it with like
they created specifically with the intention of dumping it on the users, and there's no value creation at all. It's literally just to extract value from the unsuspecting. That's gross. That's grotesque.
Anyway, I think yes, it sucks. Pump.fun sucks. Solana sucks. Bitcoin win. Not financial advice. I'll beam it to you though. If you are interested in financial advice, stay tuned. I will beam it into your brain. But I've got a question. What happens to fiat because I'm confused at how strongly Trump is moving towards approving Bitcoin. It's becoming such, and he's now mentioned these other cryptos today with old Dave. What happens with fiat currency? Because the whole way forward for me, it seems with like traditional banking, is to get a central currency. And if a government is promoting Bitcoin and other cryptos, what does that mean for what the banks need? Because this is obviously not a banking friendly situation.
It's not. So one of the things, so let's go back to just a quick understanding of OPEC, the creation of OPEC, right? They created OPEC to establish the petrodollar. They did that so that they could basically establish the US dollar as the main exchange currency globally. And we've maintained that for a long time. Certain people see crypto, the establishment of crypto, the adoption of crypto, and dollar stablecoins as a way of further growing the dominance of US dollar trading as the main trade currency, because USDC is going to be the main stable token globally. It's going to be or US dollar based stable coins. There's going to be more than one. They're going to be regulated. My favorite happens to be right now Hermetica's USDH by a wide margin, because it's backed by Bitcoin. I know the people behind the project, and it's a really great project. But the powers that be, the establishment sees the U.S. establishment that's got a vested interest in furthering the hegemonic position of the U.S. dollar as the world's trade asset. They see broadening dollar stable currency adoption as a way to actually further establish the US dollar as the main trade currency.
I don't understand that.
Well, so if I wanted to send $100, if I wanted to send $100 to 300 for making all of these clips,
Yeah.
I'm going to send him USDC or AEUSDC or USDT on stacks. He's getting $100, and that's now in Zimbabwe's economy, $100 being used.
Well, that's bad, because that should be in America's economy. And how does that help
It's not
the US dollar?
because the more people using it, the more people are going to exchange to it, the more trades have to happen in dollars. It's a way to expand the US use of the US dollar.
I just don't understand that, because we wouldn't use the US dollar in Zimbabwe or South Africa. I mean, if you send me, it's bad. If you take $100 out of the US economy and you send, that's why we've got such restrictions. If you send me dollars to the bank, let me tell you, I pay half the freaking money for that.
You don't need to ever put them in the bank. You can actually just send them on your whatever app you're using to hold them. You can just transact through the app.
But that's not good for banking. So you're going to send me a stable coin, but that's not a dollar. And
well,
then
it is. It represents a dollar. It's a digital dollar.
But then what is that tied to?
Well, it depends on what stable coin I'm sending you, but if it's USDT or USDC, it's tied to dollars.
Yeah, but I still think if you're extracting $100 from the American economy and you're sending it to the Zimbabwe economy.
Well, but I actually got value back for that $100, actually probably way more than I would have gotten if I spent $100 in the US proper for the work. You know, so so I'm getting more value for my $100 actually, and then the recipient's getting a much more stable currency than the local currency, which is losing value at in the tens of percentages annually, 20-30% annually in inflation.
Yeah, I need to read about that, because it sounds like to me, if you send me $100 and then I change it into stacks, that $100 then still lives wherever I changed it in the exchange.
Right.
But now, what if we're all just using currency that is like off the grid?
Well, all of our crypto is on the grid.
That's what Snake calls quantitative re-centralization. Good kitty.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He doesn't see decentralization. He sees the quantized re-centralization. Because on the internet, nobody knows separate wallets are really owned by the same organization. Does that make sense? So we can have this farce of decentralization, even though that most of it's owned by, right, oligopolies.
Well, the decentralization is the capacity of the network.
No, I'm just throwing apples of discord. I'm sorry. I know it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it is 10 o'clock, and I don't have a whole lot going on until the Biddle battle at noon. It kicks off at noon.
So what happens with the Build battle?
Did you register, right?
I registered. Yeah.
You get the follow-up email yesterday?
I don't think so.
You should have an email. If you didn't,
let me see.
You should have an email from, I think it was from hi at.
There was like I think there was like an initial email somewhere, but who's it?
Did you register Peace?
I did register. We are. DeOrganized is in the Biddle battle, and we are going to present. We're going to talk to some people there and kind of just go coordinate with the idea. Trip's kind of on board. I'm not sure whether we're collectively working with Rising Tide and DeOrganized, or if we're going to do it separately, or maybe both. We're not sure yet. But we are participating. We are going to present the idea, the various, there's a number of not just DeOrganized Media, but DeOrganized Games and DeOrganized Art and a number of other ideas we got just mostly conceptualized right now. And we're going to see what we can do with it. See if there's any interest in helping us develop it and building it out and what we're doing, and see how it fits in with the rest of the ecosystem there. So, but there's something starts at noon. The email that came today, you should have gotten an email yesterday, Michael. And if you DM me, and we'll after the show, I'll get you make sure that you're set. You're all set. I can
and then just a quick reminder as well, talking about Biddle Battle and getting sponsors and stuff. Please remember that you can go to DeOrganized.media, where you can find all of our shows. There's a whole pile of them. You can look up our names. I've got Bitcoin and Beyond on a Thursday, the news every day with the four of us. There are lots of other shows, so go and have a look. You can tip people in SBTC or in Stacks, just to show appreciation for the work that everyone is doing. So go check it out. We're all on there, and we would all totally appreciate some support. Any sponsors for our shows, etc. Basically, that's what I had to say. That was me plugging, probably very badly. Hey, I need to get that. I could see people zoning out. Peace, you look like
Hermetic is on board with the fine to earn, at least in the short term, for a month, and possibly more sponsorship opportunities with us as well. So right now we have at least 4. I'm pretty sure. Looks like we're going to be doing that starting tomorrow. Fine to earn, and we'll be getting more fun and engagement with our audience, opportunities for them to win, opportunities to onboard people into the Stacks ecosystem, to promote a bunch of the different projects on Stacks, all right here on DeOrganized. So, we're just building. We're just building it out. I appreciate you guys coming, Michael. I love you coming and kind of taking a lot of fun foil position on a lot of things. Yeah. It helps us. I don't think people need to get stung to learn lessons necessarily. They definitely need to learn lessons once they've gotten stung. And my concern is that the lesson they're going to learn in a lot of these situations is don't engage in crypto. Don't trust anything.
I understand.
And that. And I think that that's bad for the ecosystem overall. I do think that development and learning, it's learning how to manage these extractive plays in a holistic way is important.
I remember hearing something about how a lot of internet technology is developed because of porn. You ever hear about that? How a lot of the innovations in pornography is actually what, optimizes codecs and video codecs. And
back in my day, we had to find magazines in our friends' dad's bedroom closets and stuff. That was the only way we could.
That's so bad. It had stars on the nipples, and our ones did.
Yeah, it wasn't always graphic enough.
I guess I'll end on this. If you look back at how Silicon Valley was created, it was created because they needed to figure out a use for wartime technology. So if you look at the microwave is derived from wartime technology. All of medicine.
They didn't know how to monetize it either. So a lot of it was they didn't know how to monetize it either. YouTube was just free. It was just a free platform for people to display their videos that they made. And then they started monetizing it. And then once they started monetizing it, it became more of a corporate display place where people could still put their stuff up there and everything, but they were competing with dollars to just get exposure.
I understand the desire to kind of nerf the edges of the house when you have a newborn baby, but because the markets are so full of really sharp edges, I think we're just teaching people, if we protect them from the downsides of running into edges, what is gonna happen when they finally hit that curb. But I understand, the balance between protecting people, national security, right? We're doing this for national security interests, for the good of the people. We don't want the people to get hurt.
There's a
you
lot
know?
of things that are done that are really not in our interests under the auspices
Guise of security, right? And
Right.
protection.
Protected from ourselves because we don't know how to handle ourselves.
Yeah, we just end
Right.
up jabbing
You're not
ourselves
even
in the
allowed
eye.
to know the truth of the information for your own good.
If we weren't controlled, we would all run around, kill each other. We wouldn't know how to look after ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Our
It's like
community.
Animal Farm and
I don't know if
Lord of the
I don't know
Flies.
if I don't know if I'm quoting or paraphrasing when I say this. It's something I've kind of come up with on my own, but I will often say those that do not rule themselves are destined to be ruled by others.
Mm.
If you don't actually establish your own code and abide by it, at some point you're going to run up against somebody that's going to feel threatened by you and feel like they have a need to establish rules upon you because you're not following your own rules.
Alice Koshy told me about a meeting between Alexander the Great and Diogenes, and Diogenes is chilling in like a little tub getting some sun, and Alexander the Great, who had conquered the known world, steps in the sun's way, and Diogenes tells him, "Get out of my sunlight." And it's the example about how he doesn't give a fuck about what you own in any of your status. And after the interaction, Alexander is to have remarked, "If I wasn't Alexander, I would have been Diogenes," because he sees that two sides of things, ultimate achievement and the emptiness of it in the face of someone who has become at peace with himself, and the privilege of the larger animals is to become a master of one's moods.
Right. Well, those that are seeking to control others to such a large degree really have an inherent lack of self-control that they're battling.
Taoism says if you want to control large cattle, give them a large field in which to graze.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Until next time.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we do got to wrap it up. An hour and a half plus for you guys today with some interesting conversation. I love my audience. Thank you so much, Melanie, Michael, GPSC. You guys are great. I love having this panel. I love chatting with you guys every day. And
we are all up
Hero
with you.
Hero says he's going to talk to Grok about understanding what we all just said. Probably Michael. But yeah, we're here, and we love our community. We have very.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Here. That's
I
it.
am PeaceLoveMusic. We are coming at you live on Decentralized Broadcasting, on DeOrganized Media in partnership with our good friends over at BitcoinLive, Decentralized Broadcasting. Thank you all for coming out today. Tune in tomorrow. We got some great show. We're going to have at least 5 episodes of the Find to Earn episode with Skullcoin. And if you haven't, you still have time. Register and participate in the Biddle Battle. Even if it's just to get some experience and get connected with some people that can point you in the right direction on how to develop your project. Y'all have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in.